to CSUF News. I'm Alex Esparza.
And I'm Daniela Solis. Coming up, we'll be covering the controversial topic that is arming teachers in the classroom.
We sent our reporter Celeste Sharp on campus to speak to students and professors to get their thoughts on the possibility of more guns on campus.
The Parkland High School shooting, which left 17 dead, has prompted a push for tighter gun regulations in the United States. President Trump has suggested arming teachers, a solution many find alarming. It's a suggestion that could drastically impact campus life, arming teachers with firearms as a means to prevent more mass campus shootings. Some would say a step in the wrong direction. Students at Cal State University, Fullerton, have strong feelings regarding guns in the classroom.
I feel like it might make other like justify having guns. It's okay, if teachers have guns, why not? Why can't I have a gun? I think it would just make gun use more prominent than it already is.
Some believe mental health is the core issue.
I wouldn't really feel too comfortable with it because just like how people can be, something wrong in their head, the same thing can be with professors we don't even know.
Students are just one side of the issue. The individuals who would be adding guns to their curriculum are hesitant as well. Sharon Sakon, American Studies professor, shared her concerns.
I think it would make the campus a less lively, vibrant place to exchange ideas, to learn. Learning requires a pose of humility, and if you don't feel safe, you're not going to feel humble or open up your brain or your mind to listening. If you are on guard because someone has a gun next to you, because it's part of their job, that changes how you relate to a classroom.
Although the controversial recommendation made by President Donald Trump seems unlikely, the concerns over gun control continue. And as Congress feels pressure from gun rights advocates, it remains to be known whether or not real change is on the horizon. Celeste Sharp reporting for CSUF News.
Thank you for the coverage, Celeste. Now moving on to more campus news.
With many students across campus not having access to the same resources as others, Cal State Fullerton's new Resource Center can help those in need. Here's William Robbins with the story.
In an effort to provide assistance to nearly 479,000 students, the CSU system started the Basic Needs Initiative. Cal State Fullerton is the newest campus to release a center for those services, Tuffy's Basic Needs.
I'm standing in front of Cal State Fullerton's newest installation, Tuffy's Basic Needs, a center for disadvantaged students.
Tuffy's Basic Needs is a center that provides numerous resources for students with financial, housing, or food difficulties. Resources offered include emergency grant funds, food assistance, emergency housing, donated professional attire, and many more.
Tuffy's Basic Needs is part of a larger movement led by the CSU organization called the Basic Needs Initiative. The goal? To offer students everywhere the essential resources needed to complete their education.
The idea is widely accepted by students across Cal State Fullerton who recognize the potential a center like this has for future applicants of the CSU campuses.
If they're planning to come to a CSU and they think it's too expensive, they at least help you out with food and clothes and stuff like that.
Approximately 41.6% of students report food insecurity. The research also found that 10.9% of students reported experiencing homelessness at least one point in the last year. Students on campus voiced their admiration of the center and the university's commitment to its students' well-being.
I think it's a very great thing, and I feel like it's very beneficial for all the disadvantaged students in our school.
They encourage people who might be discouraged by simple things like not having interview clothes.
These difficulties are often associated with lower academic achievement and, more importantly, a negative impact on mental and physical health.
Thankfully, Cal State Fullerton is tackling these issues that might hold back gifted students from reaching their academic potential by creating the center here at McCarthy Hall. The center opened February 14th, marking a huge milestone for the future of Cal State Fullerton and its potential graduates, with hopes of continuing to provide resources and equal educational opportunities for all. This is William Robbins reporting for CSUF News.
Hopefully, students will take advantage of the resources available.
Now on to sports. Members of the CSUF track team have been suspended for not selling enough fundraising tickets. Here's Kayla with the coverage of the story.
California State University at Fullerton has an exceptional group of track and field athletes. But what happens when being an athlete and a student begin to interfere with each other? Cal State Fullerton's track leads are being questioned as to whether or not the track and field program has benefited them as students.
What to prioritize or not. As a male, young African American, I mean, you got social life, academics, athletics. So you just got to put that on a pedestal, which one you need to get done and which one's going to bring you to the next level of life.
There is a common trend within the team that feel the pressures of academics and athletics.
For the most part, they're trying to get student athletes in the track and field program to perform better, so they kind of push aside the academics in certain situations.
Cal State Fullerton's track athletes are judged on more than just how well they perform. There are several tasks to be completed for the school that do not relate to their athletics, and if they do not fulfill those tasks, their position on the team is gambled. Recently, several track and field athletes were suspended for 2 weeks from all athletic activities due to not selling enough tickets to the program's annual fundraiser.
I think on average, out of 14 or 15 guys on the track team, I think 10 of them were suspended. And what comes with suspension is not just suspension from practice, but suspension from events, suspension from track meets, traveling track meets. So it kind of puts a hold on your track career and your track success. And I think it's just not fair that we're being pushed to do obligations that they should be doing.
These triathletes are beginning to question, is the school expecting too much from them, and should sports be prioritized above everything else in their lives? I'm Kayla Stewart, CSUF News.
Currently, there are no track students under suspension, but the policy still stands for discipline in the future.
Coming up after the commercial break, we will dive into student issues such as assault on campus and DACA.
Stay with us.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back, Titans.
Onto a more serious topic. In February, there was a rape reported on campus. Here's Joel with the coverage.
At Cal State Fullerton, a rape was reported on February 6th at the main housing area. Several incidents involving sexual assault have been reported, but many students do not know how to handle these types of situations. According to Cal State Fullerton's annual security report, there were 18 reported rapes that occurred on CSUF campus or housing properties from 2014 to 2016. Captain Scott Willey from the CSUF Police Department advises students on the importance of communication.
There's a lot of discussions that have gone on why survivors don't come forward. One thing that we're learning now that has changed over the last few years with the Obama administration and the Dear Colleague letters is that they're trying to change that stigma to encourage survivors to step out and talk to somebody. That's the one thing that we try to get out as much as possible is please just talk to somebody.
The CSUF Police Department is adamant in informing college students of the seriousness of sexual assault, but students such as Heidi Shear believe that college campuses should be doing more to prevent this crime.
The school requires students to be informed about Title IX in order to try to prevent sexual assault from happening, but it's still happening, and I think there's more action that can be done to stop it.
CSUF student Katie Solins believes that many students do not feel comfortable reporting a sexual assault.
A lot of these assaults are happening not from the creep that follows you to your car, but rather people that we know and we love and we trust.
Sexual assault has been a nationwide issue on college campuses. Students, faculty, and law enforcement here at CSUF are finding ways to tackle the issue. This is Joel Martinez for CSUF News.
Thanks, Joel.
We're joined by Jaisha, who was lucky enough to speak with DACA recipients and a member of the Titan Resource Center to learn about what options DACA students have right now.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to speak with someone from the Titan Resource Center, and he gave me information on what DACA students can do with the possibility of the DACA program closing later this year.
Earlier this year, President Trump stated that he would not accept any deal that didn't include funding his border wall.
March 5th, 2018 was supposed to be the last day to renew DACA, but now has been moved to September because of the Supreme Court ruling.
I think I actually froze. I thought it was the end of it. For a minute, I was like, whoa, what am I do now?
During the last DACA renewal, many Dreamers did not reapply. Most believe it was because it made them vulnerable by giving away all of their personal information. Some also believe that it made them easier targets for deportation.
I just started thinking of my brothers, or my brother, my friends from work, all the people I know that are like me. I'm scared because I don't want to go back to Mexico. I don't want to go back to a place I don't know. So honestly, it's really scary.
California State University Fullerton is one of the first Cal states to create support programs specifically for Dreamers. The Titans Dreamers Resource Center is located in the Pollock Library on the second floor in room 203. Here, students are able to meet with attorneys and seek legal advice on certain Fridays throughout the school year.
If they're being given 2 years more or a year more, it really depends. But we encourage them to reapply so that they can be authorized to work and have those benefits that come with having DACA.
While the DACA debate is still ongoing, the Titans Dreamers Resource Center wants its students to know that they are fighting alongside with them. This is Jaisha Morrison reporting for CSUF News.
For the latest update on DACA, tune into our Spanish language news show, El Dia.
Thanks, Jaisha. And that's all the news we have for you today. I'm Alex Esparza.
And I'm Daniela Solis, and we thank you for watching CSUF News.